Hello and welcome back to my Bayonetta 2 guide. There's a lot in this episode, so let's get straight in. Today we're covering Chapter 1.
The Sacred Mountain of Fimbulventer. The joint's supposed to be the link between Inferno and Paradiso. They say there is an entrance to Inferno, the gates of hell, somewhere on this mountain. No one knows where, though. Hell, no one even knows if it's true or not. The only reason this overgrown rock is worshipped like some god in the first place is that no one's ever been able to get close to the damn thing. It's like it don't want you there. Every climber ends up stranded or worse. And don't even try to fly a plane near that place or bada boom! But at least your soul doesn't have a long walk to whichever afterlife you got lined up, right? I'll wait for you in Noaton at the foot of the mountain. Just hurry up with whatever it is you gotta do and get back there, all right? And the hotel's going on your account, with a minibar too. Gotta keep myself busy while I'm waiting. Forget about it. I love those miniature drinks.
I can't believe you, Enzo. I didn't know the in-flight service was exclusive to fat Italians.
Renting the plane ain't free, you know. That reminds me, you owe Alex the kid for the charter. Oh, yeah! There it is. That's Fimbulventer. Not such a bad place when you look at it. Oh, but you gotta have a death wish to get close to that damn place if you ask me. Wow. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. What the hell? Where did these clouds come from?
Sorry, Enzo. This is where I get off. Say hi to the wife and kids for me.
What? Wait, what? You're joking, right? I can't fly this piece of shit! Oh! Told you I can't have nice things.
John, I'm on my way. Just behave yourself for a bit longer.
Starting off we have this huge plaza. There's a lot to find here. Use the right stick to turn the camera behind you. You'll see this big docking area. We'll be going down the right side first using Panther Within, which is accessed by walking and pressing the dodge button twice. Walk along the path and turn the corner at the end. This is an entry to Journal's Echoes, which can be read in the minus pause menu. I won't be reading these in the series, but if you want a bonus video at the end where I read them all, leave a comment. I'll still make sure to collect every single one, so if I miss one, please shout at me for it. Moving on, we can travel back along the docking area until we find these stairs going down into the water. Going down and turning 180 degrees, we can find this object. These are the game's treasure chests, but they're known in the game as Umbran resting places. Essentially we're defiling people's graves, but they have useful items, so it's worth it. This chest has a lot of halos, which are the game's currency. Going back where we started, we'll go in the other direction to find another chest where we can find a yellow moon lollipop. Lollipops are the game's potions. I'll cover more on these lollipops later. Not too far from this chest, we can find a crow on the end of the pier. The red jewel strung to its neck has a crystallized Umbran tear of blood. There are 20 crows in the game and 30 achievements, which are also called Umbran tears of blood. I won't be covering these achievements, but I will catch every crow. You can catch the crow by running up to it and pressing Y. You can't just walk up to it, as you can see, because it will get away. You want to get some distance from it, access Panther Within, and press Y the second it pops up on the screen. It might take a few attempts. It's also worth mentioning that in the last game there were different crows for each difficulty, but this game doesn't do that. In every difficulty the crows are in exactly the same place, no matter the difficulty. Now let's actually enter the plaza, up the stairs and turn right. You can see the staircase, but left of it there's also a chest. Inside is a green herb lollipop. Before going up those stairs, turn around. There's another set of stairs leading down to another pier. There you can find a purple magic lollipop. Go up the aforementioned stairs and walk along to the end of the balcony. Here you can find a bloody rose lollipop, still keeping my mouth shut about the lollipops. Travel back down the balcony and find this journal's echo entry next to this hologram. Press Y next to the hologram. It reads, "This seems to be a reflection of the Umbran resting place which existed in the past. I'll have to collect each of the broken pieces while the remembrance of time is visible. They'll show you a big sweep of the plaza where all the pieces trail down to a pier that mirrors where you found the magic purple lollipop. Collect each of the 5 pieces." Now go back to where you found the chest. Open the chest. Inside is a broken moon pearl. You need to collect 2 for these to actually affect anything, so let's collect another piece before elaborating. Jump off the balcony and go to the top left of the plaza. There's another journal's echoes plus this blue circle on the floor. This is a portal into a place called Muspelheim. Muspelheim is a hidden dimension with a new challenge for each entrance. Some of these get really complex and difficult, but these are far easier than anything from the first game's Alfheim challenges, which were not only well hidden but also challenging to beat. This Muspelheim asks you to simply beat all the enemies. It's very simple and you can play it as if you would play any other verse. One thing to note while this runs is that these challenges replace the enemies in hard mode. The challenge is the same, but they swap out the enemies for more tough ones. Anyway, Muspelheims give you a prize. It could either be a broken moon pearl or this, a broken witch heart. With the pearls you have to collect 2 or more of them for to mean anything, like I said, but for the hearts you need 4 of them to mean anything. Again, I'll explain these when we have that number. Exiting Muspelheim, we can get into the water on the right. On the ledge in the water there is a chest with another broken witch heart. Also, hopping out of the water very quickly, if you look onto the pillars you can see on top of there is another crow. We'll be collecting this later in the episode because we don't actually have the right method yet. Anyway, going back into the water we can walk into this very suspicious light circle. In the middle of this corridor is another book. Awkward pause, but there's another book turning left out of the hallway. Now travel down the stairs for the next verse.
You've been naughty.
After beating that verse, turn the camera around. You can see these stumps in the ground. Approach it to find that it's a broken staircase with the chest at the bottom. Inside is our third broken witch hat. Go back up the stairs. Before progressing through the level as normal, get to the edge of the circle platform and look down into the water. See that big arch down there? Yeah, you can't do anything with it yet, but you'll be able to do something with it after one of the later chapters. Now I'll go up the stairs. You can probably see we can jump right up there, but let's instead be a polite little citizen and go the correct way to find a Muspelheim. This one makes it that you only deal damage during witch time. You can press or hold the down button to taunt an enemy. Taunting makes enemies attack faster for some time, so if you think you can handle the faster attacks, taunt to make this challenge go a bit faster. At the end of this Muspelheim you get a broken moon pearl. We now have enough that they actually have an effect. Collect 2 and you get another orb on this meter. This meter is the magic gauge. The magic gauge is what allows you to do torture attacks and Umbran Climax. As you collect more moon pearls, you'll have more of these to build up. If you collect 16 broken moon pearls, that's 8 full moon pearls, you can get a full bar, which means if you build up the whole gauge, you can get 2 Umbran Climaxes or torture attacks in a row. You can actually get up to 3 magic gauges, and if you play on easy mode, the 4th is added automatically for you. Exiting Muspelheim, we can go through the level now. Before going up the stairs and out of the water, you can look behind you for a chest with green herb lollipop. Leave this underwater segment and hop out of the water. Before approaching that red portal on the floor, turn around and enter this big square area. This is an entirely optional verse, so feel free to skip it. Now let's get to the red portal.
Santa don't get paid enough for this shit. When Ed and Edna found their daddy wasn't coming back, it made me stay all the way through dinner.
Don't pretend you weren't delighted.
I hear Enzo's wife makes a lovely casserole.
It was damn good. I'll give you that. Anyway, tell me how my babies are doing.
They're behaving quite well. They found plenty of playmates here.
Figured they would. Noah Toon had some deep connections with Fimbulventer and the Gates of Hell back in its day. Wouldn't be surprised to find a few of those playmates that like it rougher than the typical bunch. Anyway, you need any supplies, just make sure you keep bringing me these halos. And remember, I ain't here to get up in your business. My business is making things that do business. So don't come crying to me when you think you gotta do everything alone. I'm here to help. Just make sure you don't bust a cap at my ass.
That's right, this red portal is a shop. Let's hop in.
Welcome to the Gates of Hell. We've lit our prices on fire, so there won't be hell to pay. Come on, I gotta say some cheesy shit sometimes.
The shop introduces this symbol. It marks items that the game recommends you buy. I tend to ignore it though. There's a few choices to look through. Weapons are not currently available, but we'll talk about these later. There are plenty of accessories available, but they're expensive and they're also kind of difficult to understand. I'll be making a separate video about accessories at the end of this series, so I won't touch on these yet. There are also items. In here you can find all those lollipops, which I'm still not talking about. There's also a red hot shot which revives you if you die, full moon pearls and full witch heart, and also a Midas testament which I'll be touching on when we organically find one. The technique section is where we'll be spending most of our time, so before looking there, it's also worth mentioning Rodan's treasures, which are mostly empty, but they'll mostly have the costumes for you. There is also an amiibo section. Using an amiibo section in the game will get you some items. If you use a Mario enemy amiibo, you'll be treated to a special item, but I'll refrain from talking about that as a lot of people don't have amiibos. You can get this item by other means, so you're not missing out on it if you don't buy the amiibo. It just makes it more difficult to unlock them if you don't have the amiibo. Now for the techniques. Techniques are new fighting moves you can do. First I'm going to buy Bat Within. Bat Within is basically a fail-safe witch time. If you dodge that little bit too late, you might trigger Bat Within. The actual trigger for Bat Within is dodging at the exact moment you get hit. It's difficult to do it by choice, but you'll trigger this move on accident many times and it is amazing. Next, let's look at Crow Within. If you double dodge while moving on the floor, you do Panther Within, but if you move in the air and double dodge, you get Crow Within, which allows you to have a kind of... Remember that crow from the pillar at the start? Yeah, we can get that after beating that chapter now. The last one I'll be buying is Afterburner Kick. A Super Smash Bros fan might know about this one. By pressing A immediately after jumping, you'll do a rising kick into the air. You can do 2 in a row, or up to 3 in a row, but on the 4th you'll just do a descending kick. However, if you do a couple of punching tacks after 2 Afterburner Kicks, you'll be able to do another. Also, if you start in the air, smack the left stick down and then press A, you'll do an Afterburner Kick downwards. Doing this straight onto an enemy will bounce you up a little bit afterwards. You can also do 2 of these in the air. Now let's leave the shop and continue down the street. Well, that was weird. Let's go through this door. You can see I wasn't watching where I was going there. Turn right in this area. You can see a shop, but you can also see this shaded area. In this area there is a chest with a Midas Testament. Midas Testament is an item that turns enemies to gold. Golden enemies drop way more halos than normal, so if you're struggling on halos, make sure to use your Midas Testament. Leaving the shadiest area, let's go in the opposite direction. At the end of this path is another holographic chest. Collect the pieces and break it over to find a broken witch hat. That's the 4th one, which means we get a full witch hat. This extends the health bar. The health bar doubles in size, but there is also a second health bar that you can have. Turning away from the chest, we can hop back into the water. Go down the left fast this time and you'll find a Muspelheim portal. This challenge asks you to earn time by defeating enemies. Your timer starts at 30 seconds and it will count down. This challenge is designed to be completed in more than 30 seconds, so you need to start defeating enemies quickly. My advice is to target the bigger angels. As long as you're using bullet ash, you should be hitting those little flying angels naturally, and they'll probably die from wicked weaves anyway, so just be sure not to get hit by any of their attacks and you should be fine. At the end you'll get a broken witch hat. Leaving the portal, walk forward to that chest in the distance and you'll get yet another purple magic lollipop. Now we can finally get onto the verse in the middle of the plaza.
These punches don't know when to quit. What'd I ever do to them? Shite. I'm never gonna reach Fimbulventer at this rate. Well, at least it won't be a boring trip. Huh? You could see me.
You're putting on quite a show, little magician.
Oh, you like that, huh? Wait till you see the climax. Silly girl.
You'll have to do better than that to earn a tip, my dear.
Who the hell are you?
I'm just an innocent little girl lost in Wonderland, suffering at the hands of the Queen's trumped-up troops.
Cute one, huh? Enough riddles. How can you see me?
Because we're both in Purgatorio, you see.
Purgatorio?
So, are we heading to Thimbleventer on a shopping trip for Mummy, little one?
Maybe. But she told me never to talk to strangers. Stay out of my way, or I'll make sure you never get in it again.
Ooh, scary. Off with their heads, eh?
Damn it! They must have heard me.
After beating that verse, you'll be left with this big structure being revealed. You'll also get this disc. You can see one of the enemies left behind a weapon on my screen, and it might have happened for you too. You can use these weapons in battle by pressing Y. Take the disc you found back to the shop behind you.
Well now, looks like you found a good reason to visit. You know, I'm all about them Angelic Hymns Gold LPs. Angels in Agony are pretty much my slow jams. I play that back home, and the demons will be lined up to get down. Lucky for me, I got a few jams of my own cooking that'll need a little demon kick to finish them off. That LP is just what the doctor ordered. Now hand it over, and I'll go get my swerve on. This motherfucker did not want to listen to reason, but it's all good, 'cause neither did I. Put him to work.
Radahn has given you dual swords. You can equip these on your hands and feet. If you go to the weapons section in the shop, there is an extra set for sale, so you can hold them on both your hands and your feet. You can equip new weapons by pressing the minus button. You have 2 sets of new weapons equipable at a time. If you want the weapon in your hands, put it in an upper slot. But if you want them in your feet, put them in a lower slot. The swords move faster, but they don't shoot any bullets. If you hold an attack button, you can charge them up to unleash one big attack. I'll be using these next time, but for now, I'll be sticking with the basic weapons. Before stepping into the portal that formed, let's go behind it into this dingy corner and break open this chest which has a lot of halos. I originally recorded a version where I collected this earlier, and that's a version I wrote the script based on, but I forgot and then I re-recorded it here. I really didn't need to tell you that, like, at all.
Hold on a step, I'm Juggernaut coming on curious.
If you're looking for the kid, he went that away. I'm afraid I don't have time to dance too long. A friend is waiting for me. Is that all you've got? So close.
Boom, we've been taken to church. First we need to collect this crow on the railing. Now turn left and open this chest to find a mega green herb lollipop. This is a better version of the green lollipop we already got, but I'm still not explaining these yet. I'll talk about them after the next 2 verses, I'll promise. Anyway, turn the camera right and on one of the beams you can find another chest. To get there, double jump and then hold the button on the descent to use those butterfly wings. Land on the beam. Now open the chest to find a broken moon pearl. Now turn the camera around, double jump and go around this thing blocking you from getting on the balcony. If you didn't quite make it, don't worry, you can get up with a couple of nifty jumps. On this part of the balcony is another Muspelheim. This Muspelheim asks you to beat the chapter without taking a single hit of damage. It's kinda self-explanatory, but it's also a great opportunity to practice dodging. From that Muspelheim, you get a broken witch heart. With that, let's drop down to the lower area of the church.
So, they're after you too then? Have you been naughty? Keeping secrets from Mummy?
Nope. Nothing comes to mind, love. Sorry. But since this is your bloody mess, do you mind hurrying the fuck up and getting rid of this thing?
Now, that's no way to talk to a lady. No wonder your guardian angels are trying to give you a good spanking.
Whatever, love. You've already been following me, so let's make a deal. You saved me. I'll show you around this joint. Heading to Fimbulventer, aren't we? That makes two of us. And it'll take two of us, won't it, love?
You seem to have skipped school the day they taught basic negotiation skills. You're supposed to negotiate from a position of strength, little one. Not just be a one-trick pony.
About that trick. See? You need my power too. Oi! That works too, I suppose.
I don't have time to give a shit about who you are or why you're going to the mountain. Take me there and make it quick. You stay with me, and I promise you'll end up in one piece. Got it?
Wait! Stop! Before I show you the way, love, you gotta agree to a little condition.
Do we need to go over my lesson again? First, learn to talk to a lady. We don't react very well to being insulted, little one.
Well then, I don't react to being called Little One. The name's Loki. And what should I call you, I mean, man.
Do I look like a man to you? Bayonetta or Cereza? Take your pick.
Cereza! You don't look like a Cereza to me.
Well then, Bayonetta it is. Let's move, little one.
Hey! I just told you my name is...
You'll earn your name when you become a man.
Go through this door and turn right into the little room. In this room is a book. Exit this room and go towards the book at the end of the corridor. Before we collect that book, turn left into this room for another holographic chest. Inside is a broken witch hat. Now let's pick up the green book. This is a Journal's Echoes, but it's also the thing I was waiting for to finally talk about those lollipops. Now that we have this book, we can go into the minus menu and move to the third section for what is called the game's concocting. You can see these lollipops that you've collected on the left, among other things. There's also a collection of items on the right. In the left section, select the green book you just picked up to get to recipes. You probably noticed it by now, but throughout the game you've been collecting these little red, green and yellow beads. The greens are mandragora roots, the red are unicorn horns, and the yellows are baked geckos. These little items are all used to make your own lollipops. The green herb lollipops are healers. The yellow moon lollipops give you invincibility for a set amount of time. The bloody rose lollipop increase your attack power. The purple magic lollipops restore magic power. Every lollipop comes in a standard version and a mega version. The effects of a mega lollipop are double the effects of the standard version. A mega green herb heals you twice the amount of the standard. The mega bloody rose and the mega yellow moon lollipops double the amount of time the effects last. And the mega purple magic lollipops restore 8 magic orbs instead of 4. With that, let's continue the chapter. Moving on from the book, we can look left at the staircase to find a chest full of those beads used in concocting. Let's go up the stairs and through the door. Walk straight forward and open the chest. Inside is a yellow lollipop. Enter the big square to get another verse. After beating that verse, if you backtrack to the church you'll find a hidden verse. It is totally optional though, don't worry. Going through the door through the rest of the chapter, we come across this bridge. Drop off the right side of the bridge into the water to find a chest full of halos. Go under the bridge in the water to find another optional verse. If you beat this verse, you get a broken witch hat.
Hey, wait!
Sure, just because you asked, tall, dark, and ugly, that makes total sense. What the hell are you doing? Let go of me!
So, little one, what's all this sovereign business about?
Not a clue, love. Oi!
Well, whatever. If your sovereignness is going to get in my way, our deal is over. And if we're going to have to meet any more of your friends, you'd better learn to take care of yourself.
I'm quite alright on my own. Got it?
Your tricks aren't going to work forever, little one. More tricks, little magician. Maybe you've got more to offer than I expected. For the time being, though, stay here and don't get frisky.
There. That is the one, is it not?
Yes. I will never forget that face.
And that's the end of the chapter. We can go back in though and collect that crow from the beginning. Back in the beginning of the chapter, go up the stairs on the right at the start of the chapter. Go to the end of the balcony and face the crow. Double jump and wall jump off the pillar and then activate crow within to get towards the pillar. This might take you a few attempts. And with that, that's the end of the video. It's been insanely long, but it's because there's so much stuff in this chapter. My script for this is a whole 9 pages in length, and that's excluding editorial notes. None of the future episodes should be nearly as long, so you don't need to worry about that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I would in fact like to move out to a more YouTuber friendly environment, so I'm launching the road to monetization. Okay, not really, but also kind of. I'd still really appreciate it if you subscribed, liked, and gave me some feedback to guide so far. Ciao my dudes.